what if Hamas was hiding in Israel? What would the Israeli government do then to eradicate them?
They would seek them out.
But no, what would they do? Would they adopt the same policies? Would they be blowing up Israeli hospitals after issuing a warning to get all the patients out of intensive care?
Up a hospital. That's another myth, isn't it? They haven't blown up a hospital.
Well, don't let me distract you from the question I asked. How do you think the Israel? No. I said that they have, prior to presumably bombarding it, they've issued an order to evacuate from the Al-Quds hospital in Gaza City. So no, we can agree on what the facts are. Let's not get distracted from the central question. If Hamas was hiding in Israel, what policies would you still approve of the Israeli collateral damage approach to eradicating Hamas?
I don't approve of anything. I don't disapprove or approve of anything.
Okay. Would you still use the phrase collateral? Would you still use the phrase collateral damage?
Yes, of course I would.
So 3,000 dead Israelis would be a price worth paying for the pursuit of Hamas.
I didn't say the Palestinians.
Well, what are you saying, Stuart? What are you saying?
I'm just saying it's very important to be specific and be very.
I am being specific.
Language.
I am being. I am. I'm saying what would your?
You can presume that Israel are murdering.
No, I've done the opposite of that. I've done the opposite of that. I spent 20 minutes at the top of the show outlining the existential motivation of Israel's actions, talked about Dagestan, and I said people will have a problem with however I do this, and I'm grateful to you for proving that. But I think this is a really important question. Whenever I hear the phrase collateral damage, or I hear objections to language or claims that it's not the same, do you think that if Hamas was hiding in Israel, the Israeli army would be pursuing the same tactics in pursuit of them with regard to civilian life?
No, I don't.
Well, there it is. Why not?
Because Hamas are the enemy in another country. It would be a terrorist situation.
It is a terrorist situation. But why would they not go after Hamas with the same tactics in Israel that they're going after them in Palestine, in Gaza?
For obvious reasons.
Well, tell me what they are.
Because they wouldn't be. If they were in a hospital, people do get killed in hospital situations. Yeah. They do eventually storm buildings, and the hospital.
Why is collateral damage acceptable in one?
I didn't say it was acceptable.
Why is it collateral damage then if it happens in Gaza, but not if it happens in Israel?
The motivation is different between the murderous death cult.
Yes,
and
I agree.
The Israeli
I completely agree. But that's why I'm not asking that question.
When you say words like they're doing it on purpose and it's out of revenge, you have absolutely no proof that they are killing.
I didn't say they were doing it on revenge. I said families of the victims of Hamas attacks have warned Israel's government that revenge is not a policy amid mounting concerns about civilian casualties in Gaza. You don't get to put words in my mouth, but you do get to answer.
Say that, and also
you do get to answer my question. Why would it be different for the Israeli army to cause collateral damage in Israel as opposed to in Gaza? Why would it be different?
I would say they're less likely to do that.
No, but this is the question. Why would they be less likely to go after Hamas in the same way if they were hiding in Israel that they are if they're hiding in Gaza?
Because there would be Israelis there.
Pardon?
And they would care less about. They would care more about Israeli lives than Palestinian lives. But they're also.
And that's it. That's all I wanted, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for your honesty.
Well.
It's 10 foot. Right, no, you carry on. Talk about the hostages.
Most of these pro-Palestinian protests erupt in violence. There's there's hate that's called out, and I think
they don't because I have to be clear on this. They don't erupt in violence. There've been I think there were 9 arrests and there've been 5 charges. Let's not gloss over it. You have to accept that you cannot say they always erupt into violence when they categorically don't.
No, but there are things that the police won't and can't pick up on.
If that's the basis of your position, then your position becomes untenable immediately.
There is hate. Would you not agree with that?
There's hate everywhere. There's hate on the West Bank at the moment. You've seen what the American Secretary of...
Can I say anything?
Yes, of course you can, as long as it's true.
When you think about the fear that Jewish people are feeling all over the country, something that exacerbates that and something that makes them feel even more scared. I mean, there are no Jewish people that would feel comfortable to go into a Palestinian protest, and even the word
there were Jewish people on it. There were Jewish people on the march, and you've seen the footage from Central Station in New York as well of Jewish people protesting.
They're far extremists, and in terms of their support, their anti-Israel narrative. But that it's not. But if the fact is that people would be scared to go to a protest like that, whereas in direct contrast to that, the Israeli...
But again, I'm sorry you feel I'm interrupting you, but if you say
deal.
things that aren't true, I have to. There were Jewish people on the march on Saturday.
Okay. But the majority...
So they wouldn't be... You can't say they'd be scared to go, can you?
It is very scary. It is very scary.
No, I'm not disputing that you're scared. I'm just disputing your claim that it always erupts into violence and that Jewish people would be too scared to attend to demonstrate their sympathy for Palestinian people being killed. Because neither of those things are true.
No, what I'm not saying is that people can't march in solidarity, but the fact is it's a protest which ends up often being anti-Israel. There were 3 women who were wearing pictures
out of
paragliders
100,000 people.
That's not the point. The point is that
it is. Of course, it's the point.
Fear.
Of course, it's the point, because you can call those people hateful, you can call those people insightful, but you can't call the march a hate march because of what 3 women did.
But I haven't heard any pro-Palestinian march that's come out to condemn Hamas.
Well, how much attention have you been paying? How many of them have you spoken to?
Plenty.
Really?
Yeah, it's very interesting having conversations.
But you were too frightened to attend.
An excuse.
You were too frightened to attend.
But I would never go to a protest.
So when did you talk to them?
Other people.
So when did you talk to them?
I've spoken to individuals.
Yeah, when?
With their opinions.
When?
Over the last couple of weeks.
How?
And there's always an excuse.
But how have you spoken to these? How have you spoken?
Can I?
No, of course you can't. Not if you're going to come on my radio and say things that aren't true.
But it is true.
Well, of course it isn't. Every single...
Ariana Grande concert.
Well, I don't want to imagine that. I'm talking about marches. No, stop it.
I feel bad for the people that were killed, but
you're making stuff up again.
Very, very frustrated.
You're making stuff up again.
No, I'm not. That's exact same parallel.
You're having an imaginary conversation about a completely different atrocity.
They don't value life. They are teaching...
They who?
Children. The Palestinian people.
Do you have children?
I do.
All right. So if a foreign government came here and turned off the electricity and prevented them from having food, would you be upset about that?
Absolutely.
Is Israel breaking war crimes?
Well, no, I don't believe that.
If you're killing innocent citizens? It's not a war crime?
I think they are trying not to. They are going specific.
Trying not to is not the same thing as not doing it.
Okay, but there is a big difference between what they did as they came into the country.
They who?
Hamas, when they came into
so Hamas is not the same as the citizens of Palestine.
Sure, absolutely.
So you keep conflating things, and they're not the same.
They are the tragic victims.
They who?
The Palestinians are the tragic victims of this circumstance, just like the Israelis are tragic victims.
Who should the United States be partnering with in this situation?
Israel.
Not the citizens and the people who are innocent? Just blanco. You just said that the Israeli government victimized Palestinian people, the citizens. So why would the United States side with the baddies?
For more 2024 coverage, go to youtube.com/RodWeber.
Support my work at patreon.com/RodWeber.
And see our old film, 2020 The Dumpster Fire, free on Tubi.